Hey everybody, I know it's a little dark, but I'm driving, so I can't have my dome light on. The cops really don't like that too much. Well, I just found out that my Sunday special from last weekend didn't upload. It did upload, but somebody flagged it, so they took it down. It's like, if you don't like what I am saying, just change the channel. Don't flag my stuff, because I'm taking time out of my day to express this shit, you know. You're gonna sit there and flag my stuff. You're a coward, for one. Instead of sitting there and telling me, you know, your side of the story or your side of the belief, whatever it is, you're trying to flag it to get it down. You know, it's a coward's way out. It's a bully tactic, basically. It's like, oh, I don't like what this guy's saying, so I'm gonna fuck with what he's doing. Don't do that. You know, you're a bitch if you do, and I will always say that. Like I said, I don't care about your feelings. I really don't. But if I hurt your feelings, change the channel. You know, go ahead, blast me all you want, but don't flag my videos, man. You know, like I said, it's dumb. It makes you look like a punk. You know, it's stupid. Anyway, this video is not going to be about that. This video is actually going to be about bullying. You know, I was bullied as a child. I was bullied by family. I was bullied by people I thought were my friends. And I was bullied by teachers. And I was a fat kid. And I was a short fat kid. And I wasn't 6 foot tall like I am now. I was, hell, until sophomore year of high school, I was like 5'6". I was short. I was short and I was fat. Now, when I say bullying, I'm not just talking about bullying in school. I'm not talking about somebody walking up to you and sucker punching you in the back of the head, which, believe me, that happened to me. I've been racially bullied. I've been physically bullied. I've been mentally bullied all my life. And bullying sucks. Anybody who has to make you feel like shit to make themselves feel better is a coward. You know, you may not like what I dress in. You know, like I said, I was poor. I didn't always have nice clothes. You know, like, oh, I don't like what you're dressed in, so I'm gonna treat you like shit. Or I don't like your face, or whatever kind of dumb shit they did. Like I said, I was short, I was fat, I was covered in pimples. I wasn't always clean, you know, and that was on me, the clean part. I didn't care. You know, to me, life was worthless to me. That's why I tried suicide at 13. Now, with that being said, I didn't try suicide because of bullying. I tried suicide because I was a dumbass and thought it was the only way out. Thought that, you know, death can't be that hard because life fucking sucks. That's how I felt. You know, I still remember the feeling of feeling like you're worthless. You know, no matter what you did, people always somehow figured out how to bash it. You know, no matter what you did, what you said, you know, the girl you liked went for somebody else. You know, you did everything you could for this chick. You'd buy her things when she wanted something. You'd waste your time trying to get with this chick, or waste your time trying to get with this dude, you know, depending on what sexual orientation you really are. And you would, you know, be bullied for it. You know, the girl or the guy would choose somebody else because you weren't that dime piece. You didn't have a six-pack. You didn't have the hourglass figure. You know, it goes on and on. You know, people who do that, people who use people are bullies. And everybody's like, oh, bullying is only physical. No. Honestly, the physical bullying, I got over quick. The emotional bullying they did, and yes, me being a man, I will honestly say, I was emotionally fucked for the majority of my early 20s, almost until now. You know, my wife is actually the one who really helped me get out of my emotional roller coaster, if you will. And we started out as friends. But, anyway, when you're being bullied, it makes you feel like you are worthless. It makes you feel like nothing you do can be right. Even if you do it the best to your abilities, it comes out phenomenal, somebody will sit there, oh, well, this is fucked up. Or this isn't the right color. You know, I had teachers doing that. Instead of a teacher telling you, you know, good job, like most teachers should do, they were assholes about it. Which, granted, everybody's like, oh, that makes you more manly. No. I mean, yes, there is a way. It's called, you know, there is a way to use encouragement, but you don't always have to be negative. You know, a little bit of negative encouragement will help. I'll give you that. But if you hear it nonstop all the time, from family, from friends, from girls you thought you were going to be with, guys you thought you were going to be with, you know, it takes a toll on you. When someone compares you to somebody that, not only do they compare you to the person, they make you feel like that no matter what you do, you will never amount to this person. That's another bullying tactic. You know, they have no other way of hurting you, so they do it emotionally. You know, I can take a punch. Like I said, I was physically abused, I was mentally abused. You know, I can take a hit, but the emotional abuse is what leaves the scars. Like I said, I've been hit with chains, I've been hit with cars, I've been stabbed, I've been shot at. You know, I've had it all done. Granted, I will always say I'm not a victim. And I'm not trying to get a sympathy card out of anybody. I'm saying I know what people are going through. You know, instead of being a punk bitch and bullying everybody, bullying somebody because your life sucks, because your homestead isn't what you want it to be, instead of doing that, why not try to get to know somebody? Why not try to be a nice person? I'm not saying nice like peace, love, and harmony. There are some people that are just dicks to be dicks, or bitches to be bitches. It doesn't really matter who. You know, being a dick is just being mean. Being a bitch means you just complain about every little thing in the planet. And that's male or female. I've met plenty of guys that are more bitchy than women are. So it's not just a sex thing. I've met plenty of women that were bigger dicks than the men were. Like I said, not a sex thing. It's an expression. A woman can be a dick and a dude can be a bitch. And, you know, bullying is like that. You know, someone's going to sit there and say, oh, well, you're a bitch because you're not doing this. So you're a bitch because, you know, bullying goes a long way. And it's a terrible thing. It's not just a cost to the person you're bullying, it's a cost on yourself too. Because you're trying to find out new ways to hurt this person. And everybody's like, oh, well, if you just ignore it, it goes away. No. Bullies don't just go away. You know, there are people that are my age that are still scared shitless of their school bully. Even if their school bully is 6 inches short of them and a twig, they're still scared shitless of this person because they mind-fucked that guy when he was younger. Or mind-fucked that girl because she was younger. Here's the funny thing. All these little skinny fuckers that were in school when I was in school were always talking shit, oh, you're a fat ass, blah, 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 blah. You look at them now, these guys are twice my size. Flunked out of college, have a dead-end job, live with a woman who probably is trying as hard as she can to respect this guy, or a guy who's trying everything he can to respect this woman, but he can't because he or she does not respect themselves. If you gotta be a dick, like I said, to get a rise, to basically, for lack of better words, to get off, if you will, you need help. Not the person you're beating down. You need the help. You need to figure out what the core problem is, why you are the way you are. You know, everybody's like, oh, well, you'll find yourself eventually. Some people need help. Some people need help to find themselves. You know, bullies, assholes, politicians, cops. And, you know, I actually met a couple of guys when I was in school who wound up becoming cops. And these guys were just fucking assholes. 100% dicks. And every one of them were worse off, were worse than I was. You know, you do all this stupid shit to make everybody else think you're cool, but at the end of the day, you gotta love yourself, man. You know, you can be a dick to everybody in the world, And there are people out there like that. They're just dicks to be dicks. It's the only way they know how to be. Because they got away with it so long when they were kids that it's the only thing they know how. You know, they don't know how to be nice. You know, being a bully is not a good thing. Being bullied. And everybody's like, oh, well, you need to tell somebody. Why? So you can deny it? Because your favorite is a bully? Chances are, if someone's a jock, they're probably going to be a bully. If someone's a cheerleader, they're going to be a bully. They're going to bully the fat chick. If you're a guy, you didn't join the football team like I didn't, they're going to bully you because you're a fat guy and you didn't join the football team. When I fought almost everybody on that football team, I've beat every one of them that I fought against. But when they're together, they're dickheads. When they're with you, they're cool. It's funny how that works. How when they're around their buddies, they're fucking just irate assholes. You know, they're peacocking. They're trying to show that, you know, I'm the man, I know what I'm doing kind of shit. When in all technicality, they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. They have no idea that you know that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, it's like what I said in one of my previous videos. I didn't pick on the nerds. I helped the nerds. I hung out with the nerds because, to be honest, nerds are intelligent. Obviously, they're fucking nerds. You know, I mean, some of them, it's like, what the fuck are you thinking? But, you know, they're funny for one. And I'm not just saying funny because, oh, they work laughing, they have problems with sinuses. No. I can actually have a decent conversation with a nerd. Better than I ever could with a jock. Because jocks, 9 times out of 10, are idiots. They are dumb, muscle-bound jackasses. And most of the cheerleaders are the same way. The only reason why you're popular is because you show off most of your body. You know, you're walking around and throwing each other around and doing tumbles in a tutu. You know, you might as well just go out there in a bikini and do the same thing. And like I said, bullies are the most insecure ones out there. And you know, if you go into a bar, the loudest person at the bar is, for lack of a better word, he's the bitch. You know, the one who's all, you know, he's trying to scare you. He's trying to man up on you, if you will. Or she is. It's because they're scared. Has nothing to do with them wanting power. I mean, obviously power is one of the keys, but it has nothing to do with them, you know, being better than you. They feel insecure, so they have to bully. That's the way they look at it. If I could go back and do it all over, I probably would. Now, let there be light. Now, when it comes to being bullied, it's not easy to tell people. You know, teachers see it all the time. Instead of, you know, helping the kid that's being bullied, you let it happen. And all my teachers did. You know, there was not one teacher I had that actually gave a fuck about somebody who wasn't a football player, who wasn't a cheerleader, who wasn't a jock. If you weren't a jock or black, my teachers did not give a damn. If you were fucking a black person, then they actually gave you credit. But if you were, say, me, they didn't give a shit. And a lot of teachers are like that. Most of the teachers you have were jocks in school. No, any of the teachers that, you know, and don't get me wrong, there were some hot-ass teachers I had. And, okay, let me take that back. There was one teacher I had. It was a female teacher. She was my math teacher. She was the nicest teacher I ever had. And, yeah, she was hot, but that's not the point. She was actually a nice person. You know, she actually gave a damn. She would tell people, hey, shut the fuck up. Like, she wouldn't just say, hey, you need to be quiet. She would straight tell people, shut the fuck up. You know, I was picked on, like I said, by teachers, by kids, by my own family. So, like I said, I know what bullying is like. I know what it's like to be bullied. And most people that are bullied like that usually grow up to be assholes. Usually grow up to be a bully. You know, they don't want that to happen to them again. You know, they don't want to be walked all over like they were in school, or, you know, and usually you could tell someone who's been bullied, especially someone who's been emotionally fucked, because it shows in their home life. It also shows at work. You know, the battered man syndrome is what I call it. It's where he's, and I'm saying he because, you know, it works either way, but women usually get away with it a little better. You know, he is, he's always constantly asking his boss, hey, am I doing this right? You know, did I do a good job? Those kind of guys. They're the ones, they're the reassurance people. The insecure ones. Instead of, you know, letting your past be your past. Instead of evolving, if you will. You're still stuck in the past. You know, you still hold hatred and you're still scared shitless of that bully. If you see that bully in the street, you're going to avoid that guy. You know, that's what most people who are bullied are like. And most of them are not alpha males. You know, and when I say alpha male, I'm not saying, you know, peacock and prick kind of guy, which most alpha males are like that. But the ones who don't contradict the boss, the ones who don't say I'll get to it when I can, you know, the ones who, basically the yes men, if you will, these guys most likely were the ones who were either bullied or the ones who helped bully. See, you have the main bully, which is usually the one who's the biggest dick in the group. There's always one. And then you have at least two of his main followers, aka the side soldiers, if you will. And then you have his little posse in the background. You always have the one main bully and the two lieutenants, if you will. If you want to take it as a military style, the main bully is the general. Then you have the lieutenants underneath him. Then after that, you have his little peons. Like, there's a movie, it's a Tom Cruise movie, it's called Jack Reacher. And what he said in that, when he was about to fight those guys, was actually true, because it's happened to me. You know, when you're getting into a fight and you have all these guys, you'll have the one main dude, who's usually the one who's the bigger dick, the one who thinks he's better than everybody. He's usually more fit than the other ones, you know, he's more masculine, whatever. You have his two peons, which are just as masculine, if not a little less, but they follow this guy to the end of the earth. This guy said, if this guy said, I'm gonna jump off a bridge and there's sharp rocks at the bottom, join me, they would do it in a heartbeat, without question. They're followers. They're blind followers. And then you have the peons, who always end up running. You know, when I was in school, I got jumped about 5 times. The first time, I got jumped in the bathroom. The reason why I walked out and they didn't is because I used my surroundings to my advantage. And, call me a punk all you want, I kicked him in the dick. If there's going to be more than one against me, I'm going dirty. You know, I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit there and knuckle up when I know I got 2 other guys coming after me too. Of course, they knocked it off saying, oh no, we got into a skateboarding accident, whatever. You know, what popular fucks always do, like, oh, I didn't get my ass whooped. No, I got in a skateboarding accident, or I got in a biking accident, whatever. Now, like I said, I've been jumped 5 times. 4 of the 5 times, I walked out unscathed. The 5th time, I got jumped. It was 6 of them and me. And I was walking home from a party. Classic timing, you know. I'm 16, walking home from a party. I'm a little lit up, you know, I'm drunk. I'm a little high. Actually, I'm really high. I'm really drunk. And these guys pull up in a black Suburban. I'm not going to name any names because they're punks. They don't deserve to have their names named. They jump me. No, I didn't even see it coming. They turned their lights off. They came up behind me, parked it, and they just jumped my ass. Like I said, I didn't even see it coming. I still got up and went home, took a shower, went to sleep. Still got a couple licks in. But, like I said, that was the only time I got jumped where I got my ass whooped. But it's like I said in some of my other videos. If you have to jump somebody to get your point across, you're a bitch. If you can't knuckle up, risk getting your ass whooped, you're a bitch. I don't care who you are, male or female. If you gotta jump somebody, you're a coward. And you're a bitch. You don't deserve to fight. Now, I know that sounds like a bully thing to say, but hey. Like I said, when it comes to bullies, just don't do it. You know, who knows? The person you're talking to that you're bullying is going to be your boss later. Or that person you're bullying is going to be a movie star. Or is going to be a politician. You know, the list is endless. It just depends on how those particular people you bullied decide to evolve their life. You know, if they want to still stick in the past, you know, cower away from all the alpha males that are out there, the ones who peacock, you know, think they're better than everybody. For a great example, people from Jersey, like the Jersey Shore show. Every one of those guys were peacocking assholes. None of those guys, in my personal opinion, none of them are really worth a fuck. Because every one of them were just itching to fight. Bunch of alpha males peacocking it out, trying to show that I got a bigger dick than you, so I'm going to fight. Now, I may poke jokes, but they're just jokes. I'm not trying to offend people. You know, when I'm joking around, I'm joking around. If I offend you, I'm sorry. I honestly am. If I offend you during a joke, I am sorry. But it depends on the joke. If it's just a simple joke, and you get butthurt about it, you need to stop. That's your problem, not mine. Like, if, say, I say a joke that can be somewhat racy, which I do tend to do. And I'm not saying racy isn't racist. I mean racy isn't, ooh, you shouldn't talk about that. Like, you know, like, there was a joke I heard. It was actually by Daniel Tosh. He said he can do a rape joke, a child molestation rape joke that'll make you laugh. He said, you can go to Vegas and watch the hologram performance of Michael Jackson. Some of you have probably heard this. You know, it's an extraordinary video, or extraordinary thing to do. It's a lot of fun. He said you pay another extra $50, you can go backstage with your kid and watch holographic Michael Jackson ghost fuck your kid. And, you know, when I heard that, I thought it was funny, because I was like, you know, it's clearly a joke. You know, he's not being serious. You know, there's no such thing as ghost rape. Now, there's probably somebody out there, oh, I was raped by a ghost. No, you're just a jackass. You're stupid. Shut up. And like I said, some of the stuff I do say, like, you're a jackass, shut up, or just die, I don't mean it seriously. Well, I do mean if you're a jackass, you're a jackass. Because if you're so blind with a specific ideology, I'm not just talking about religion, I'm talking about any kind of ideology, you're dumb. If you're not willing to understand somebody else's point of view, you're dumb. You have no reason. You know, what's the point of you having an ideology if you don't want somebody to challenge it? You know, if you're going to sit there and promote your ideology, like a lot of these people walking around with a cross on their necks, like I said, I'm an atheist. I will challenge that stuff. But, I mean, when I was younger, I'll admit, I was kind of a dick about it. You know, I'd challenge anybody. I would challenge them. Now it's like, it doesn't offend me. You know, if you want to go spend $300 on a gold little bitty necklace that has a cross on it, go for it. I mean, sure, you're glorifying somebody getting crucified, but have fun, you know? You're glorifying murder. Have fun with that. But, you know, again, that's the way I see it, you know? I see stuff logically. You know, I'm not going to sit there and put, you know, an electric chair around my neck or a noose around my neck. You know, why put a cross on my neck? Why put a crucifix on my neck when I know, for one, I don't believe in this stuff, and two, when I know that it's literally glorifying how this guy died, if this guy was real. You know, granted, I'll give it to you. Maybe he was real. Maybe he existed. Maybe he was crucified. that still doesn't make him a god or God's son even. That just means he was a teacher that was crucified. And like I said before in my last videos, crucifixion was a Roman thing. It wasn't a Jewish thing. The Romans would have crucified him if he went against the Roman Empire, which he, according to that book, he had nothing to do with the Roman Empire. But anyway, I digress. That's for Sunday Special. Speaking of Sunday Special, besides, my video last week getting flagged, I didn't get a Bible today. We did go to Walmart. We got a couple of things, socks, stuff like that. But I didn't even think to get a Bible. I was tired as hell, like I am now. And I just didn't decide to get a Bible, So, most likely next week, if I have the money, I'm going to go buy a Bible. And, I'll do what I said I was going to do in my video, I'm going to flip through the pages, randomly put my hand on the page, and whatever page I put my hand on is what I'm going to read to you. Like I said, I'll put the description of what it is in the bottom below. But, anyway. Hell, even religion is a bully tactic. A lot of religious people will use it as a bully tactic, You don't believe in God, so you're an idiot. Really? I'm the idiot. You blindly follow this. You don't analyze the book that they tell you is God's word, yet I'm the idiot. Do you see what's going on here? It's a bully tactic. Just like, with political views. Like I said, I'm not Republican. I'm damn sure not Democrat. I agree with some of the principles of both. I don't agree with what the Democrats are doing today. They're using the coronavirus as a tactic to get Trump out of office. Like I said, I don't care who the president is, because the president has nothing to do with me. My vote doesn't matter. If you honestly think your vote matters, you need help. It's the electoral colleges. And in fact, there's actually evidence that they already know who the next president's going to be before the president even goes up to that podium. It was like, oh, conspiracy theory. Yes, it is a conspiracy theory. But here's the thing. This conspiracy theory has a lot of merit to it. How many presidents have we had that nobody liked? I can name 2, 3 right off the top of my head. Clinton, Bush, and Bush. Those 3 people, nobody really cared for. They didn't win the popularity vote. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, Hillary won the popularity vote. I don't see how. The woman was psychotic. I did register to vote. And like I said, the first time Obama ran, I voted for him. Because I actually liked what he was saying. And then the 4 years after, I watched what he was doing closely. Like I do with any president. I didn't just do it because, he was the first black president. No, I do it with every president. And everything he said he was going to do, he didn't do jack shit of it. In fact, he would even use racial politics. If you didn't agree with him, then you were a racist. He would literally basically just throw that out there. Use racial politics anytime he could. Now, if you don't go with the political shit, and you just follow him as a person, he was a funny guy. He actually had charisma. He didn't care if you were boycotting at his events. He would call you out on it. And what I think is funny is everything that Trump has done, Obama did. It's just the fact that it's Trump. I mean, yeah, granted, Obama didn't say grab him by the hoo-ha, but he wasn't much better. Everyone's like, oh, Obama was the best. No, he wasn't. In fact, if you really want to be technical, the best president, I told you I was tired. The best president we've had up to date, so far, believe it or not, is actually Trump. You know, our economy, until this whole corona shit happened, our economy was booming. It was better than it had been for the last 50, 60 years. It was better than it was with JFK. And that was one of my favorite presidents. Granted, he was an egotistical prick, but hey, they all are. Now, with that being said, I know a lot of people are going to be pissed off at me, especially my family members. Every one of them are vote blue no matter who. None of them will ever vote for a Democrat. They didn't vote for Bush, either of them. They all voted for Obama, which, like I said, for the first time, I did. I wouldn't have voted for Bush either, to be honest, because Bush was a ding-dong. You know, the president is a puppet on the string. What they need to do is they need to take the power away from the Senate. They need to knock all those 90,000-year-old men off their pedestals and get new people in there. And it needs to be right down the middle. Not just Republican or Democrat, it needs to be right down the middle. In fact, every one of those guys should be independent. In fact, we need an independent president. We don't need a president that leans either direction. We need somebody there that is actually there for the people. Not somebody there is for a political gain. You know, one of the things that I liked about Obama was that he was running as an independent at first. Then he went straight to the Democratic side. And I mean, extremely to the left. Like, he made Hillary look not so bad. And that's saying something. Granted, I wouldn't have voted for Palin. Because, I mean, when it comes to presidential elects, I don't think having a hot president would be a good idea. I mean, we saw what happened with Clinton. You know, he was known as the hottest president we've ever had. Look at all the shit he went through. Accused of rape, accused of sexual molestation. You know, he cheated on his wife, which, to be fair, his wife's kind of a cunt. So, I mean, you got a young Jewish girl. And here's the funny thing. What a lot of people don't realize about that. When Monica Lewinsky first came into the White House, Bill kicked her out. He didn't want her around. Hillary hired her back. And Hillary was very, very abusive towards Bill. You know, you don't see that on television. But if you know the signs of someone who has been battered, you can see it instantly. He was a battered man. She was very physically fucking mean to him. She was a dick. And, you know, honestly, it's the same thing with a woman, you know. If you're going to be a dick to her, after a while, she's just going to be like, I'm going to go fuck somebody else. You know, and with Monica Lewinsky, she basically set him up to fail. Like I said, he kicked her out of the White House. He's like, I don't want anything to do with this chick. Hillary kept bringing her back and pushing her onto Bill. So she was setting him up to fail. I mean, granted, it's like, oh, well, you can't make that excuse. Yes, cheating is wrong no matter what. But if you're setting somebody up to fail, there's only so far you can go until something's going to happen. Especially if you're a dude. If you're a guy, you're married, and your wife's not giving it to you, and she refuses to give it to you, gives you excuse after excuse, oh, menopause, blah, whatever. You're something like, fuck it, this girl's been throwing herself at me since the beginning. Why the hell not? You know, I'm the president of the fucking United States. You know, he got away with it. I mean, come on, man. Everyone's like, oh, he's an adulterer. Almost every male out there has done something they regret. You know, I don't know even if he regrets it. You know, that was just the one he got caught with. Which would mean he probably theoretically cheated on a lot more than just her. Like I said, that was just the one he got caught with. I actually had somebody comment on one of my videos. Well, they Facebooked me because they know who I am. And they told me that, well, Josh, you smoke too much. Yeah, I just said my name. Said you smoke too much on your videos. Well, it's a conversational thing. I know it raises my blood pressure, all that kind of good shit. So it shouldn't relax me, but non-smokers don't get it. It does relax me. It helps me think. That's why if I had my vape in here, which I usually have in my room right now, If I had my vape in here, I'd be toking on that damn thing. Look like I'm hitting a bong or something. Anyway, you know, like I said, bullying is wrong. You know, jokes, you can tell sling jokes at your friends, whatever. But when you're getting to the point to where you are seriously trying to physically hurt this person or mentally hurt this person, you need to stop. You know, if you see it's hurting the person, just stop. You know, even apologize if you have to. You know, a sincere apology does go a long way. But, like I said, if you're just going to sit there and be a douche, whether you're a teacher, family, friend, girl a guy's trying to get with, a girl's trying to get with, vice versa, whatever, and all they can do is just sit there and bash you, get out of that. You know, the hardest thing to do is to stand up to your bullies. It's basically called facing your fear. Is what these bullies are using are fear. You know, they expect you to be afraid of them because they're being dicks. You stand up to them. I'm not saying you got to whoop their ass. You stand up to them. And you show them that you mean business. If they're smart, they'll stop. If not, then something stupid's going to happen. You know, some kid's going to get shot or stabbed. It's usually where it starts. I mean, this is a very touchy subject, even though it happened forever ago. The Columbine shootings. These kids were bullied nonstop. I mean, I do find it odd that instead of going into the gym, they went into the cafeteria. But if you look at it, it was strategic because if you're in the cafeteria, it's a lot harder to get a shot off when you're a cop because you're covered. In the gymnasium, there's plenty of usually in a gymnasium, there's plenty of windows and everything. But I digress. I don't know the psychology of these guys. Somebody tried to blame Metallica or blame music. It's like, no. I mean, yes, people do listen to a certain type of music depending on their mood. But music isn't going to make you kill somebody. You know, just because I listened to Insane Clown Posse when I was younger doesn't mean I'm going to walk out to some random dude and hit him with a hatchet. And what's funny is a lot of people are like, well, Insane Clown Posse is, disgusting, it's stupid, it's wrong. Why? If you listen to the words, they're anti-racism, they're anti-bullying. They just have a very, very fucked up way of looking at it. Like one of their most famous songs is called Piggy Pie. It's literally talking about killing rednecks and cops that are completely biased towards black people. You know, Insane Clown Posse is one of the few rap groups out there that's completely anti-race. They don't give a fuck about what color you are. They just want you to listen to their music. And if you listen to their music and you actually listen to the words, take all that psychotic shit out, hit them with a hatchet, all that crap. If you listen to the words, they're actually depressed. They're talking about being bullied, talking about going back at the bullies. They're not talking about physically killing people. They're talking about what's going on in their heads. It's like Eminem's the same way. He's completely anti-race when it comes to that shit. He doesn't care what race you are. That's one of the reasons why he made that rap song about Trump. Because he followed what the Democrats were saying and saying that Trump was a racist. He's not a racist. Nor is he a sexist. Just because he said a joke way the hell back when, before he was a politician, does not make him a sexist prick. It was a joke. Get over yourself. Anyway. Like I said, I grew up. I had some friends that listened to the Insane Clown Posse. And at first I thought the same stupid shit that everybody else did. Oh, these guys are just crap. I'm going to hit him in the head with a hatchet or whatever the fuck they always say. Like I said, their most famous song was Piggy Pie. Boogie Woogie, Great Malenko was not only a song, it was the name of one of their CDs. They have a lot of songs. And yes, some of their songs are dumb. But if you listen to the words of the music, take out all the psychotic shit and actually listen to the words and the meaning of the words behind the music, they're actually really, really passive people. I mean, yeah, they're from South Detroit, so of course they're gonna have that stiff upper lip backbone on them. But they're not bad people. They're very charitable people, actually. They're more charitable than most Christians are. And when they're talking about Shangri-La, they have this song. If you think they're Satan worshippers, for one, you're a fucking moron. There's a song that they came out with. It's called Thy Unveiling, where they're unveiling the 6th Joker's card. It's part of the religious views they have. In the song, they say, we follow God, we've always been behind him. They said, if you listen to the words of the songs, we tell you in every song that they tell you in almost every song they believe in God. They just put all that psychopathic shit all around them. They're Christians, I mean, well, kind of Christians. They have an older way of looking at Christianity, but they're Christians. Just like, believe it or not, Metallica is a Christian rock band. I mean, yeah, they don't talk about, religion, but they are. Skillet's the same way. Disturbed, another Christian rock band. Flyleaf, same thing. Just because you don't put God in every song like a country song, doesn't mean you're not a Christian rock band. But anyway, growing up, I was picked on because I didn't listen to the right music. I didn't listen to Tupac or Biggie all the time. I didn't listen to George Strait or Alan Jackson all the time. I didn't listen to Avenged Sevenfold or Gwar or whatever else was in the rock stations. I listened to whatever the hell I wanted to listen to. Depending on what mood I was in was what I listened to. But again, the songs are just music. It's basically, they're saying what you're feeling. They're not telling you to do stuff. If you think they're telling you to do stuff, you need help. You need to go to a freaking psych ward, man. Because if you're trying to sit there and say, oh, well, they said I'm going to walk down the street with a hatchet, and if a cop comes up behind me, I'm going to tie him to a bench and smack him with it like I'm making a beat. It's just schoolyard bullshit, man. They're just talking shit. They're just talking out their asses. It's part of the music. Part of the publication of them coming up was the fact that they had psychopathic records. That was the name of their group. Again, I'm talking about Insane Clown Posse here. Insane Clown Posse, Dark Lotus, and a smattering of others. No, Eminem talked about a bunch of crazy shit too. And one of the things that I thought was funny about the Eminem thing is Eminem got so much shit for saying the word faggot in one of his songs. And he even comments on it in some of his music. He got a bunch of shit for it. But if he was black, nobody would have said shit about it. It's that racial stereotype thing. Also bullying. Racial stereotyping somebody is bullying somebody. Like I said, if you are taking... This is one thing that irritates the ever-living hell out of me. When someone takes something offensive that has nothing to do with them. Like, for instance, the word midget. Just to throw it out there because I was watching Brad Williams, who is one of my favorite comedians because he's funny as hell. He's like 4 foot fucking tall. He talks about being a midget. Shit cracks me up. He's a funny dude. He was talking about how a woman came up to him after one of his comedy shows saying that she was offended by the word midget. And he's like, oh, okay, well, it's because maybe one of your family members is, a dwarf. No. So you don't know any dwarves? No. Then why the fuck does it bother you? And that's how I feel. If what I say offends you, and you don't happen to be part of that particular thing that I'm talking about, why does it offend you? Grow up. Call me a dick all you want. Grow the hell up. Now, like I said, bullying is a terrible thing. You either evolve into someone who learned from their mistakes, learned from the bullying, and made themselves better. Or you become the person who is a pushover, who takes everything offensive, who cries over the smallest things. I know quite a few people like that, where the littlest thing will make them just go off. Like, you'll ruin their whole day by doing one little thing. Because they have this thing, they don't have what I call fuck it. Which literally means, fuck it, I don't care. You can be a dick to me all you want. It's not going to ruin my day. And I work with some people like that, where they just, the littlest thing will set them off. They'll be a dick for the rest of the day. I'm not, like I said, I won't name any names, because, if you're watching this video, you already heard me say my name. It's a very common name, so have fun with that. Anyway, just don't be a bully. Don't be a dick. And just stop. It's tiring. It's stupid. And if you are a Christian, it's immoral and wrong to be a dick to somebody just because of their lack of muscle tone or their immune deficiencies or something. Don't pick on people. Yes, I was bullied, like I said. I'm pretty sure some people probably saw me as a bully too. And honestly, if I know you personally, and you took me as bullying you when we were in school, trust me, I was not bullying you. I was not trying to bully you. I was not trying to piss you off. I was just trying to have some fun. If I offended you back then, I am sorry. But now, if I offended you because of something I said, dude, fuck off, I don't care. Anyway, since my last Sunday special didn't upload, I'm hoping this Sunday special does. Again, I don't have a Bible, so I won't be doing the flipping page thing. So this Sunday special is going to be another normal Sunday special, me bashing religious views and everything. I'm going to try to stick to a topic, because to be fair, there's a lot of them I could do, and a lot of them that will piss a lot of people off. But again, facts don't care about your feelings. I am not really that sorry. I'm going to get off here. It's fucking almost 1 o'clock. I got to be up in 5 hours to pick up my wife, and then be up another 5 hours after that to go to work. Anyway, you guys have a great night. Peace and love, man.